Welcome to America's Alcohol Certified Education Association Incorporated, a provider of responsible alcohol seller server training. AACEA is a group of hospitality industry professionals who are well versed in all aspects of alcohol sales and service. The founder of AACEA is considered to be an expert in the field of alcohol service amongst the legal community. Our philosophy is to provide alcohol server education focused on customer safety by promoting responsible alcohol sales and service. You can be assured that with AACEA, you'll be given quality information to help you in your employment as a seller server of alcohol. Thank you so much for choosing AACEA for your online training. All materials and components of AACEA Incorporated courses are subject to copyright protection. This includes content, computer codes, presentation, as well as audio recordings and video used throughout this course. This content is owned by America's Alcohol Certified Education Association Incorporated. These materials may not be copied or distributed in whole or in part without the prior written permission of AACEA Incorporated. Some sections of this course may have originated from other sources, such as content published by the United States federal government, as well as other state or local government authorities and agencies that are available for public use. AACEA Incorporated makes no claim of copyright or ownership relating to these words not originated from AACEA. We strongly believe that all sellers, servers, and managers who are trained through our course are better able to identify and prevent sales of alcoholic beverages to minors and intoxicated persons. This curriculum is designed to meet the needs of employees that sell, serve, dispense, or deliver alcoholic beverages under the authority of a license or permit, including persons who immediately manage, directly supervise, or control the sale or service of alcoholic beverages. Our goal as a training provider is to train you so that you understand your responsibilities as a seller, server, or manager, and know techniques to carry out those responsibilities. We are going to begin with a quick tutorial of the AACEA online course. The purpose of this tutorial is to help give you a general idea of what to expect before you begin. If you have questions or experience any problems while taking the online course, please click on one of the tabs under the Help menu for guidance, or send us a contact form, which you can find by clicking the Contact button. Basics. There are 8 total modules throughout this course that you will need to pass before taking the final exam and thus completing our course. Each module has its own topic. However, they all have the same general format. Once you've completed a module, you will be required to take a quiz reflecting on what you've learned in that module in order to move on to the next module. You may review modules and quizzes up until the final exam. Once you begin the final exam, you will be unable to go back and review. You do not need to take the entire course in one sitting. The program saves your progress every time you complete a module section. Just make sure to log out whenever you decide to take a break. When you log back into your account, you may click the Resume Course Where You Left Off button, which will bring you directly to the section you left off at. Throughout the course, you'll be asked security questions in order to verify your identity. When a security question pops up, you must type in your answer the same way you entered it when you first registered. This includes capitalizations, spaces, periods, etc. You'll be unable to continue until you enter your security question correctly. If you forget a security question while taking the course, you can email them to yourself by clicking the designated button. What do the modules consist of? The modules consist of videos and interactive activities. Videos will automatically direct you to the next page as soon as they are finished playing. However, interactive activities will require you to click the Continue button at the bottom of the screen in order to move on to the next page of the module. Different types of interactive activities. There are several types of interactive activities in our course. The following is a more detailed explanation for a majority of the following types of activities. Multiple response. These activities will have a question as well as multiple correct answers you can click on. Multiple choice and true/false. These activities will have a question as well as answer choices you can click on. Only one of these choices is correct. After you have finished answering the questions, you can review your answers and see the correct answers. Short essay. These activities will ask you a question or multiple questions and will require you to write a short essay. Once you are finished, you can click on the Continue button in order to look at referenced answers. Other activities will require you to click on pictures and drop-down menus. All interactive activities will display a review page after you have submitted your answer or answers. This page will show the correct answers for that activity. Enrollment Agreement. The state of Louisiana requires that any employee of a vendor that holds the following state-issued permits: Class A, General, example, bars, nightclubs, lounges; Class A restaurant, restaurants or other food-oriented establishments; a Class B, examples, grocery store, convenience stores; and the employee is authorized to sell or serve alcoholic beverages or tobacco products in the normal course of his or her employment or deals with customers who purchase or consume alcoholic beverages or tobacco products, must attend an RV class and obtain an RV server permit within 45 days of their hire date. The seminar you're taking part of does not represent all legal issues concerning liquor laws in Louisiana. By taking part of this seminar, you agree not to consume alcohol or to be under the influence of alcohol or any other intoxicants while taking part of this course. To satisfy the seminar's requirements, you must attend and be present for the duration of the seminar. At the conclusion of the seminar, an exam will be given. The exam must be completed in one sitting. If you log out in the middle of the exam, you must start the exam over from the beginning. You are also limited to 90 minutes when taking the final. If you do not complete it in this time, the exam will be reset and you must start the exam over. You will have 2 attempts to pass the final exam. If you do not pass the final exam in these 2 attempts, you will be locked out of the course and you will need to purchase the course again and retake the entire course and complete the final exam. To pass the exam, a score of 70% must be achieved. You may not refer to one of your notes or discuss any information with others during the exam. Upon passing the exam, you will be able to print out your temporary certificate of completion. The Louisiana Office of Alcohol and Tobacco will issue your server permit/responsible vendor card electronically. You may print or download your RV card after approximately 7 to 10 business days of completing the RV course on the state's website shown on the screen, and you will find a link to this website in our FAQ section. Responsible Vendor. Introduction to the Responsible Vendor Program. The Responsible Vendor Program is intended to educate vendors and their employees and customers about selling, serving, and consuming alcoholic beverages, tobacco, and tobacco products. Since its creation in 1997, the Louisiana Responsible Vendor Program has trained and permitted thousands of servers in the state of Louisiana. The Louisiana Office of Alcohol and Tobacco, the AACEA, licenses individuals from all 3 sections of the RV program: the providers, trainers, and servers. The 3 sections of the RV program encompass the entire process of becoming a server in Louisiana. RV providers create training programs to facilitate RV program education through the use of licensed RV trainers. By making RV classes available on a regular basis, these RV providers have successfully facilitated the education and training for the thousands of bartenders, waitresses, sales clerks, and other personnel that have been licensed as RV servers to sell alcohol and tobacco throughout the state. Responsible Vendor Servers. According to Louisiana law, any employee of a vendor who is authorized to sell or serve alcoholic beverages or tobacco products in the normal course of his or her employment or deals with customers who purchase or consume alcoholic beverages or tobacco products must attend an RV class and obtain an RV server permit within 45 days of their hire date. The retail locations at which licensed servers are employed are required to keep employment records on site for inspection by ATC enforcement agents. ATC enforcement agents also routinely check the compliance of licensed vendors and their servers. Servers found to sell or serve alcohol/tobacco products in violation of Louisiana can be held liable in criminal or civil court depending on the violation. ATC agents have begun issuing administrative citations directly to RV servers for Title 26 violations. These following terms will come into place throughout the seminar. Approved provider is an individual, unincorporated association, partnership, or corporation approved by the program administrator to provide server training courses. Commissioner, the Commissioner of the State Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control. Program Administrator, a committee or board of 9 persons that shall develop and administer the Responsible Vendor Program. Responsible Vendor, any vendor who qualifies and maintains certification in the Responsible Vendor Program. Responsible Vendor Handbook. This handbook is developed, published, and distributed by the program administrator and approved by the commissioner. Server, Any employee of a vendor who is authorized to sell or serve alcohol beverages in the normal course of his or her employment or deals with customers who purchase or consume beverages of alcohol. Server permit, the permit issued to a server upon completion of a server training course and all refresher courses. Trainer, an individual employed or authorized by an approved training provider to conduct an alcohol server education course wherein the successful completion of the course by the student will result in the issuance of a server permit. Vendor, any holder of a Class A general, Class A restaurant, or Class B retail permit. Certification and enrollment as a responsible vendor. Number 1, the vendor shall review and understand the vendor handbook. Number 2, the vendor shall provide the Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control with a completed vendor affidavit for enrollment in the program. Number 3, the vendor shall require all servers to attend an approved server training course within 45 days of the first day of employment. Number 4, the vendor shall pay an annual fee of $50 per licensed establishment holding a Class A general, Class A restaurant, or Class B retail permit for the purpose of funding development and administration of the Responsible Vendor Program. The fee shall be assessed on all new and renewal applications for retail permits to engage in the business of dealing in alcoholic beverages. The fee shall not be assessed to those parties seeking a special permit under the provisions of RS 26-793A. Maintaining certification. The vendor shall keep the vendor handbook current with all updates and periodic amendments distributed by the program administrator. The vendor shall provide new employees already licensed under the Responsible Vendor Program with the rules and regulations applicable in the parish or municipality of the establishment's location. The vendor shall maintain server training records, which includes the name, date of birth, social security number, and date of hire for all servers. The records shall be kept on the licensed premises at all times for inspection by agents of the Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control or other peace officers. The vendor shall also post signs on the licensed premises informing customers of the vendor's policy against selling alcoholic beverages or tobacco products to underage persons if required by law. Server permit. Server permit shall be valid for 4 years upon the completion of an approved alcohol training course. Whenever a server is employed in the service of alcohol, their permit and one legal form of picture identification shall be available on the premises for inspection by agents of the Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control or other peace officers. A server's refusal or failure to make the permit available on the premises for immediate inspection by authorized agents or peace officers shall be evidence of a violation of this section. Server permit verification. The Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control shall maintain a list of currently certified servers by name, permit number, and date of birth so that vendors can verify the validity of the server's permit. Permit expiration, renewal, and loss permits. Every server permit shall expire on the last day of the month 4 years after the month that the server successfully completed the alcohol server education course. To be eligible for renewal of a server permit beginning in January 1, 2002, the server shall attend and successfully pass an approved abbreviated renewal alcohol server's education course and examination given by an approved provider. Lost permits shall be canceled and a replacement issued by the Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control after the server submits an affidavit of lost permit and a $5 fee. Illegal possession of a permit. Any person who falsifies, keeps, or possesses a server permit contrary to the provisions of this chapter shall be guilty of a violation of this chapter. Server liability, penalties, fines, suspension, or revocation of the server's permit. Notwithstanding any criminal actions taken, the Commissioner may issue administrative violation notices to any holder of a server permit for noncompliance with this chapter for any violation attributable to the server of Title 26 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes. Seminar objectives. Now let's talk about what we hope to accomplish during this course. By the end of this course, you should understand, number 1, the general laws regarding alcohol sales and service. Number 2, how to recognize problems before they happen. Number 3, how to make certain that minors do not consume, purchase, or possess alcohol at your place of business. Number 4, how to recognize persons who are intoxicated. Number 5, how to prevent people from becoming intoxicated. Number 6, how to deal with intoxicated persons. Number 7, conduct of guests and employees. Number 8, alcohol and how it affects the drinker. Number 9, alcohol and drugs do not mix. Number 10, DWI and how as a server seller of alcohol you can affect it. Number 11, the effects of commonly used prescription and non-prescription drugs. Number 12, alcohol and prescription drugs as well as over-the-counter drugs don't mix. Number 13, tobacco products, sales, and the effect of tobacco has on the body. Number 14, techniques for checking identification. Number 15, all in all, this seminar is to help you educate you as a seller-server of alcohol and tobacco to be responsible while serving or selling alcohol and tobacco products. And number 16, always have fun while working. This concludes Module 1. Let's do a little recap. You should now have a general idea on how this program works, as well as how to navigate throughout the course. You should also be familiar with how to replace lost, stolen, or destroyed proof of training and the seminar objectives. You may now take the Module 1 quiz.